Hey there, podcast lovers. Looking for a fresh take on the world? Tune into Nikki's World, where we dive into everything hitting the headlines and chat about just what's on our minds. No filters, just real talk. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee or unwinding after a long day, Nikki's World is your go-to for genuine commentary on the real world. Subscribe now if you want to hear the real deal on what's going on. Join the conversation on Nikki's World, where every episode feels like catching up with an old friend. Don't miss out.
What's up, y'all? Let's do this. Oh, hi guys. Welcome to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host, and today, guys, I'm going to give you my take on the Trump Putin meeting that happened over the weekend in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm going to give you my take and my spiel on this. But before we go any further, guys, if you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, can y'all please consider donating a cup of coffee for me? Because for the price of a cup of coffee, at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, and Cumberland Farms, guys. You guys help keep this podcast show alive. You guys help me curate more stories, more topics like this to talk about. I do accept Bitcoin donations. I am on Ko-fi, guys. If you guys want to support, sponsor, and donate to Nikki's World. If you guys love Nikki's World so much, seriously, y'all, please hit that like, subscribe, please give me a review. Good, bad, and the ugly. Also, guys, I do have a bunch of affiliate links. First off is Minds.com. Minds.com is a Connecticut-based social media platform. They are an awesome alternative to Facebook. So if you guys value your right to freedom of speech like I do, and you guys want to say stuff without fear of being blocked, suspended, or deplatformed, guys, well, then head on over to my friends at minds.com. Also, guys, I do have an awesome, and I say awesome, affiliate link with Byrna.com. Byrna.com is the less lethal self defense company, guys. So if you guys value your right to the Second Amendment and your right to self defense and you want to do it in a less lethal manner, guys, well, then head on over to my friends at Byrna.com. And also, guys, I do have the most awesome affiliate link with North Shore Medical Supply, guys. If you know someone out there who needs to wear adult diapers, who needs to be put in adult diapers like I do, guys, well, send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply because over there at North Shore, they have their top of the line Mega Max diapers, their North Shore Supreme pull ups, and their Eterna boosters, guys. So if you know somebody out there that needs to wear adult diapers and that needs to be put in adult diapers like I do, guys, well then send them on over to my friends at North Shore Medical Supply. And guys, before we get this show on the road, literally, guys, If you guys love this episode and any of my other episodes on Nikki's World, seriously, y'all, seriously, can y'all please consider sharing this across all the social media platforms that are out there today? Wow, yeah, that was a mouthful. That was a mouthful. And yes, guys, I'm always diapered up in my North Shore Megamax diapers with my Turner boosters, and I'm in my t-shirt today because it's nice, warm, and pretty chill out today. So I'm diapered up, padded up. Let's get on with the show, shall we? So over the weekend, if y'all saw that Trump Putin meeting that happened at Joint Base Elmendorf in Alaska over the weekend. Oh my God, that was a start of a eventual peace treaty that will come down the road. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to say this to everyone, I think, ladies and gentlemen, Trump is going to be in line to get the Nobel Peace Prize because what? He ended 6 wars, and if he ends this one, number seven, I guarantee you, man, he's going to get the Nobel Peace Prize. I know a lot of people over the weekend and on Friday, guys, they were hoping to get President Putin to like end the war. I mean, you're not going to end conflicts overnight, ladies and gentlemen. Conflicts, like, they happen. But to end it takes time. It takes negotiations. It takes talking to both sides. Unlike the left, who thinks talking to Vladimir Putin thinks like, oh, you're talking to the enemy. Oh, you're talking to your buddy in Russia. No, that's how you end conflicts around the world. You get both sides together, or you talk one on one to both sides, see where they're coming from, see where they're at, and then you try to figure out what's a solution to end the conflict. The left seems to not understand the term diplomacy. Diplomacy works when when you negotiate, when you talk about it, when you get both sides together, or you individually talk to both sides and see if you can get them to come together or come to a trilateral meeting, which ultimately leads to a peace treaty and a truce. Okay? Something the left should understand, something the left should really, really take the time to understand how diplomacy works. Okay? The fact that the left thinks that, oh, Trump's talking to his buddy Vladimir Putin. Oh, Trump is trying to bring the war criminal to America. Here's the problem with that. The U.S. is not a signatory to the International Criminal Court. We don't care. We go like this. We don't care. So the fact is, the left thinks that, oh, talking to Vladimir Putin amounts to treason. Oh, Trump should be impeached. No, you dumb fuck. And this is why many times I see libs who talk like that shit. Makes me want to throat punch them so badly upside the fucking head that after I'm done throat punching them, just throwing them right into the damn fucking dumpster. Yeah. But the fact is, you the way you end conflicts like a normal adult is to basically take both sides and talk to them and say, hey, what can we do to end this conflict? And like Trump said, many times these conflicts around the world is because we're paying both sides. So both sides are saying like the US is saying like this. Why are you guys going into war when you guys are fighting with each other? Trump put down the hammer by saying, look, if you don't end this conflict, I'm going to raise your tariffs so high that you guys won't be able to afford it. So, in a sense, ends conflicts. And then both of them come to a peace treaty, shakes hands, signs the documents, and then basically either the US or some third party enforces it. It's that simple. The fact that the left thinks that, oh, talking to your enemies amounts to treason is asinine. It's stupid. I don't even know why we entertain like hearing this shit from leftists. I don't know why. To me, why should we entertain these people who think that, oh, talking to Vladimir Putin is like talking to your enemy? Sometimes I go like this to these leftists. Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Go back to your safe space and your tiny little padded room and go cry in there. The fact that adults are finally coming to the room and trying to end conflicts. You think it's wrong to talk to your enemies? I'm telling you, this is why I don't entertain to the left. This is why I don't entertain to Democrats, leftists, liberals, and lunatics. I don't entertain to these people. Some of these people, in my fucking damn opinion, should be shoved into a locker and should be thrown headfirst into a dumpster. It's that simple. But to me, I just think like this. This is a first step in a long road to a peace treaty. I know there are a lot of people on both the left and right who think that, oh, you're gonna get a deal today, you're gonna get a deal today. No, we're not gonna get a deal. And like Trump said, no deal is without a deal until it's final, which means deal will come down the road after long negotiations, after long meetings, okay? Like basically meetings into the night, meetings into the weekend, okay? Then maybe there could be a deal, okay? But it doesn't happen instantaneous like the left thinks, okay? The left thinks that everything happens instantaneously. Doesn't happen like that. Maybe this is why the left doesn't understand how unionized workers work, how workers negotiate during strikes. The left doesn't understand that. But the thing is, that's how negotiations and diplomacy works. But the fact that the left doesn't understand how diplomacy works is mind blowing because how then do you end how then do you end conflicts? How then do you end fighting around the world? How else do you end conflicts? You go through diplomacy. You go through talking to both sides as a third party, as a neutral third party, and say, hey, look, I know you guys got this conflict going on. How do we end this? How do we negotiate a truce? How do we negotiate an end to this fighting? That's what's going on right now. That's what's going right now. Oh, and I do apologize, guys, if you hear yelling in the background. Okay, I do apologize for that. Okay, I do apologize. But I do want to say this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the left thinks that by that, like, oh, it's wrong to talk to your enemies. Oh, it's wrong to talk to Vladimir Putin. No, it's not wrong. And I think that was the first step on Friday. The first step on Friday was to get an idea of what Vladimir Putin wants to end the conflict in Ukraine. Okay? And we got something there. We got something going. Which means is like this. He's willing to end the conflict if Ukraine is willing to cede certain territory as an agreement. We got something. And now, today, ladies and gentlemen, right now at let's see, 4:48 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Trump and Zelensky in the European Union are meeting in the White House to hash out whatever like they got from the meeting on Friday. So to me, guys, this is going to be a long, drawn out process. This is going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. And I'll be frank with everyone. It's probably going to take like what, 6 months to say the end of the year to get a peace treaty. It's probably going to take the end of the year, and I predict by Christmas time we'll see a peace treaty signed. I mean, we're not going to go for ceasefire. We're just going to go straight to peace treaty. I see that happening by Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. You can like go after me if I'm wrong, but this is my prediction: is that by Christmas time we'll see a peace treaty being signed. We'll see a day where both Zelensky, Putin are together in a conference room, or in a room with the global media looking in front of them, and Trump being in the middle, and both sides signing a peace agreement. Okay, and all the details will probably be hashed out between all three, like, foreign ministers from Ukraine, from Russia, and the U.S., and then probably with the European Union behind it. So there'll probably be some little ironing out details. But to me, this is a long process. This is a process that's going to take time, and this is a process that you may not get an agreement right off the rip, but you may get something going there, and maybe, in my opinion, guys, you may get some semblance of a deal. And I think like this, ladies and gentlemen, and this is my honest opinion, Zelensky should take a deal regardless of the outcome. You may not get territory that you want back, and I think like this: Trump should put this on the table. No security deal without ceding land. It's that simple. Zelensky has to know that in order to get security deal from either the U.S. or European Union, he has to be concede land as part of ending the conflict. And if he can't get that through his thick-headed skull, he's going to have to get it one way or the other, because he's going to realize that you can't be sending like thousands and thousands of men to their death over like land that you're probably never going to get back. So to me, the only way we will end this conflict is if Zelensky is thrown into a corner, and he has to realize, in order to end this conflict, in order to get security guarantees from Europe or America, he has to give up territory. He has to give up territory as part of getting security deals. And security deal could mean like this: he will never be allowed to join NATO. So NATO will be off the table. He'll be allowed to join the European Union, and the European Union can guarantee security for Zelensky. And US can just be what, the moderator, just saying, "Hey, just make sure you stay on your side, just make sure you stay on your side." Simple as that. But the only way that's ever going to happen is that Zelensky has to give up something. And I know from media reports he's been saying, "Oh, I'm not going to give up territory for this and this. I want security guarantee for this in return." I'll say, if I were Mr. Trump, I'll say like this: here's the deal. You want security guarantee from Europe or America? Give up that territory and you'll get it. If you don't give it up and this fighting continues, there's no security guarantee. There's no security like guarantee for him. That'll never happen unless he gives up something. And the fact that he's like fighting this tooth and nail to say that he won't give up territory for security guarantee, It just goes to show that he wants to continue this conflict because he wants to milk this conflict for all it's worth. And to me, this is why Trump wants to end this conflict. Trump wants to say, nope, we're ending this. And I tell you this, if Mr. Trump was serious enough, he would say to Europe, here's my proposal. We'll give Ukraine security guarantee. The only way he has to get it is give up that territory that he wants back, but he's never going to get that. And when he gets security guarantee, Europe can provide weapons and materials to Zelensky, and we in turn can supply Europe with weapons and materials. Pretty much that simple. To me, that'd be the best deal in the world. If I were Ukraine, I'd be like this. Okay, I know I'm not. I know I've been putting people to fight to get that territory back, and I know they've been dying by the thousands. I'm never going to get that territory back. Okay, but Europe's going to give me what protection and security guarantees in exchange for just giving up that territory. He should be taking that right then and there. He should be like right now in the White House. Should be taking that. He should be, and he should be forced. Marco Rubio and uh, and Witkoff should be forcing Zelensky to say, "Look, you're never going to get that territory back. Now you want security guarantees. You want like security protection, okay? Us Americans in Europe will give it to you, but you got to give up the territory. You got to give up the parcel of land as part of getting security details. You'll never get it back, but you got to give it up." And I think like this, Putin made a concrete offer on Friday. Putin said like this, he wants that territory in exchange for ending the conflict. I would say go ahead. But I say, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it either way. Because I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. For this conflict to continue, that would be a stain on the Trump legacy. Okay, that would be a huge stain. Because I'm gonna tell you this: Trump's a peace through strength president. He's the one that wants to make peace around the globe. He's the one that wants to say like this: look, man, I want world peace. I want to be able to literally, ladies and gentlemen, and I mean literally, be able to have world peace. Yeah, he wants to end conflicts. He wants to be able to have a Nobel Peace Prize, which I sit there and go like this. If Trump gets a Nobel Peace Prize, there should be an aircraft carrier named after President Trump. Either an aircraft carrier or an amphibious assault ship named after Trump. It should be either way, guys. But the way I look at it, guys, and the way I look at this is this. Zelensky is never going to get territory back, no matter what he demands. Russia has already gained as much territory as they can. Okay? Russia poured like X amount of troops from like his country, from like his ally countries like what? China, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, North Korea. So essentially, he's gone through so many people in so many countries. But the fact of the matter is, the conflict needs to end. Now, a lot of people are saying that, like, oh, Trump inherited this conflict, or this is Trump's conflict. No, it isn't. This is Biden's conflict, Obama's conflict. Trump's trying to end it. Trump's trying to say, we want nothing to do with it. We want to end this conflict. We want to say, nope, 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 nope. And oh, Hell no. That's why it's like this. Trump's ending conflicts left and right. Trump's basically ending like global conflicts around the world. Ultimately, Trump's gonna trying to cement his legacy as a peace through strength president. Okay, sort of like how we did during the Cold War days, where we wanted global peace, but we want strength to back it up by saying like this: we have the muscle to go to war if necessary, but we will show our force by saying, "You want to go to war? Guess what we're bringing to the damn table?" Yeah, and that's why I look at it like this, guys. If Trump can end the Ukraine Russian conflict and get this done by the end of the year, we can end this conflict real quick. Trump can get the Nobel Peace Prize, and Trump would be like the first president to end global conflicts, something that Democrats have never done in a long fucking time. And when I think like this, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm here in my diaper and onesie, or not onesie, my diaper and t-shirt, is this. If we can end global conflicts and create lasting world peace, Trump will have a legacy for centuries as a man who took on global conflicts, ended global conflicts, got peace deals going, got trade deals going. Telling you, he'll be the guy that everyone will talk about for centuries. Like basically people in like international affairs, international governments, schools, they'll be talking about that for centuries. And I think like this, what Trump did on Friday is a start of a peace treaty that could happen down the road. But what the outcome of today's meeting will determine if they get a peace deal. And I like how Trump did the ultimate boss move. Okay, guys? And I love Trump's ultimate boss move. When Putin landed and walked on the tarmac and met in front of like Trump with the F-22s, he had a B-2 and a squadron of F-35s fly over Putin as a show of force, as a sign of saying, look, end this conflict or I'll end it in a way you don't want to know. And by showing the B-2 and the F-35s, Trump just sent a visual message to Putin saying, I'll get you to the table one way or the other, whether through like force or show of force. And if he does that, that's like sending a more powerful and indirect message without ever saying it. And that to me was the most total badass boss move in the world. And to me, that was the move that cemented Trump as a peace through strength president. That said, look, Putin, look, Vladimir, we want to end this conflict. What's it going to take for you to agree to end this conflict? And whatever agreement you make, I'll go talk to Zelensky in the European Union and try to negotiate to end it. And if we get a trilateral meeting, that would be awesome. That'll be great. That'll be a great way for Trump to say, hey, look, I ended this conflict. I brought world peace. I brought like basically people to the table. It'll be it'll be like the most interesting thing. But guys, I think that meeting on Friday was a start of a road to a peace treaty. And like all peace treaties and truces, there's twists, turns, and curves, but ultimately you get them to a table, you get them to sign it, and then you have like a peace accord, and you have like a truce. And to me, if we can do the same truce and peace treaty that is on the Korean, like the North and South Korean border, we could probably do the same in the Ukraine. All we have to say is like this: look, Russia has this territory, Ukraine, you have this. Then we'll put like a DMZ, a demilitarized zone, that European troops will be stationed to make sure both sides don't shoot at each other, don't don't like start another conflict. And that'll be the same like the DMZ in the North South Korea and the Turkish and Cyprus. Yeah. And the way I look at it, if you can get a peace, if Trump can get a peace treaty and a peace deal, shit, that'll cement his legacy for eternity. hmm And the way I look at it, it'll make him the most awesome and most popular president on earth. The left will probably, in my opinion, will probably have a temper tantrum and a hissy fit, and they'll probably like what wet their diapers or soil their diapers by going, "Oh, Trump is talking to Vladimir Putin. Trump's talking to his pal, the dictator, and all that." The left is basically insane. This is why I laugh at these people. I mock these people. And this is why I ridicule these people. I tell them like this: are you an idiot? Did you escape from the psych ward, the loony bin? Did you forget to take your schizophrenic bipolar medications again? Did you forget to take your lithium or Depakote again? Because that's typically of the left, which is mentally insane, mentally unhinged, and basically off their damn rocker. But you know the left. This is why I don't take them seriously anymore. I laugh, ridicule, and mock them to the 10th degree. I literally do. But the way I look at this, guys, if we get a peace treaty, if we get a peace agreement, this will cement the Trump legacy in ways that the left could never do. And no matter how hard they try, they'll never get a peace treaty. They'll never get a peace deal. And to me, I look at it like this: the Trump legacy will be as solid as Mount Rushmore if he's able to get Putin and Zelensky to the table, and with the European Union and US helping to end this conflict, would be the best deal in the whole fucking damn world. And to me, I look at it like this: that Alaska meeting this past weekend was the first step in getting Russia and Ukraine to end the conflict. Yes, the left and the right will say, "Oh, we got nothing out of this. Oh, we shouldn't have this meeting." No, this was a first step in getting people to ultimately sign like a peace treaty. Like, give you an example. Remember Jimmy Carter signed the Camp David Accord to end the conflict between Israel and Egypt, and then ultimately got them to the table to end that conflict? We're doing the same thing. If we can get Putin and Zelensky to like sign a deal, to sign a peace treaty, we're basically like gonna end the most like contested conflict in history. And how Carter ended that conflict is what Trump's doing. Trump's ending global conflicts by talking to both sides. I know the left and right will hate it, but you know Trump. He doesn't care about his haters. He doesn't care about his detractors. He just wants to end a global conflict. He just wants to end the fighting that's going on. And I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you this. Looking at past conflicts like the 6 Day War in between Israel, Egypt, and Jordan, and Syria, and Lebanon, and all that, how Carter ended that conflict is how Trump's doing the same thing. He's talking to both sides. He's negotiating lasting peace treaties and basically gotten them to sign an agreement that says, look, you need to end this. We're going to end this conflict, but there are terms and conditions that are going to come full effect that will be enforced. And how they'll enforce it, that's where the behind the scenes conference room, closed doors, and all that could be like this, like a multinational force, like the one in Sun, the Sinai Peninsula, or the one in like Cyprus, between Cyprus and Turkey, where they have that demarcation line where it is guarded and enforced by multinational forces, or the one in let's say southern Lebanon with Israel, where the UN has that corridor that says that Hamas can't enter this corridor, Israel can't enter this corridor. They stay new. They stay between that, but then you have the UN that patrols it just to make sure that both sides stay in their territory. Yeah. So if that comes to about the same thing in Ukraine, that comes about the same thing. But as they say, we're not going to put U.S. troops in Ukraine. We're not. We are not going to put U.S. troops. I'll tell you that much. We're not. We're going to put Europeans to work doing that, and that means like this. If I were the Europeans, I start figuring out how to get their immigrants, their like illegal and legal immigrants coming into their country. Maybe a way to get them to work on securing the border, or securing the DMZ over there. Maybe that'd be a way to get them back to work, or or is how I like to say, maybe bringing back the Berlin style wall where you'll have troops guarding the guarding the DMZ, making sure that both sides don't go to war. And if they do start a conflict, tell them, hey, that's a treaty violation. Yeah, and we're gonna mediate this again. But the way I see this, guys, and the way I see this, if we can end this conflict, and if this conflict can end in one short order, that would be awesome. That would be so cool. But the way I look at it, guys, and the way I look at ending conflicts like this, Trump is a stroke of genius. Okay? Trump is a stroke of genius in ending conflicts. Because I will tell you this, and I would tell people this, is that to end conflicts around the world, you have to talk to both sides, whether you like it or not. Okay? Whether you like it or not. And the leftists in this country, the lunatic anti-Trumpers, or the Democrats, or the liberals, or the lunatics on the left, Go back to school, learn some diplomacy, learn like how like conflict prevention. Learn how you talk to the other side to end the fighting. But they're going to talk about, oh, we want this continue. We want this continue. Because the reason why the left wants this conflict to continue is because their piggy bank and their money laundering operation is in Ukraine. Yeah, it pretty much is. But to me, guys, if we're going to end this conflict, it's going to take time. It's going to take It's not going to be like instantaneous like the left thinks. It's going to take time. It's going to take negotiations, okay? Because I'm telling you, negotiations take time. Negotiations take eons, like weeks, months, okay? You may not get Putin to agree on certain things. You may not get Zelensky to agree on certain things, but if you iron them out and go back and forth saying, hey, they want this, hey, they want this, and then come up with a mutually agreed solution, then we end the conflict like it is. And I know, like Trump said, we're not going for ceasefire. We're going for peace treaty. We're going to end this right then and there. We're going to end this so much that the fighting will stop. The conflict will end. And I'm telling you guys, what comes about what comes about this meeting today will determine what goes on down the road. I mean, look, I know the European Union wants to continue this because it's giving Zelensky the piggy bank that he needs, but we're telling them like this: you're costing us in lives, you're costing us in people, and we want to end this conflict. And I look at it like this: if we can end this global conflict, that would be awesome. If we can get a peace treaty signed, like say, I I'm gonna be a betting person. I'm gonna say like this. Let's say right now it's August, right? So let's say what? September, October, November, December, 4 months. If Trump can get Putin and Zelensky in a trilateral meeting and get a peace agreement signed in 4 months, I will say this: in 2026, Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize. Trump should have the Nobel Peace Prize. Trump should have an amphibious assault ship or a lightning carrier or an aircraft carrier named after him. It should be named after him for for eternity, because the way I look at this, Trump just Trump just made peace through strength a reality, and something the left will never ever fucking freaking understand, no matter how fucking hard they really try. They'll never understand it. But the way I see this, guys, Trump's a peacemaker. Trump's a peacemaking president. He wants world peace. He wants economic prosperity around the globe. Because he doesn't want to trade with countries that go to war or have conflicts with their neighbors and all that. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to do that. So he wants like security guarantees. He wants economic prosperity. He wants peace and trade. He wants like peace through strength. He wants peace through economy. Okay? And something the left should be on board with, because they get to buy stuff overseas, they get to trade overseas, and they get to have good trading partners, good business partners, and good economic partners. Yeah. But the way I see this, guys, is this. If Trump can end this conflict and get a peace treaty signed in 4 months by next year, even, I'm gonna say like this. Trump will be the peacemaker. Trump will be the peace through strength president. And Trump will be able to say to both sides of the aisle like this. Hey, you want to trade with America? End this conflict right then and there. Because I'll give you an example. Russia wants to trade with America. Russia wants like to trade in space and electronics and basically what? Trade in economy. And Trump wants to do the same thing. So what better angle is to end the conflict by saying, look, you want to trade with America? End this conflict. End the conflict, and we can have a trade deal that can last for centuries. Yeah. And I think like this, the meeting that they had on Friday at Joint Base Richardson and Elmendorf, that's a start. That's a start there. And all things have to start somewhere. The left thinks that by not talking to your enemy, thinks that they can settle things that way. Doesn't work like that, kids. Doesn't work like that. And it doesn't work the way you think it works. The way it works, ladies and gentlemen, is that you gotta talk to your enemies. You gotta talk to the other side. Whether you like it or not, you gotta talk to the other side. Okay? I tell you this. I'll tell you this, and I think the left probably would be like this: if the Palestinians can talk to Israel and on lasting peace, you probably could end that conflict there as well. But we all know is like this: the only way you gotta talk is to end the conflict, is to talk to the other side, and the left needs to fucking understand that. And the left needs to understand to end the conflict, you have to talk to the other side. And if you don't talk to the other side, you don't end the conflict, and this conflict keeps going on and on and on, and then you cost lives like no tomorrow. You cost lives, you cost people. Okay? And Trump understands this because look at what's going on in Ukraine. There's a generation of men that no longer exists. Yeah, there are a generation of men that are gone, died from this conflict. Yeah. So that's why Trump wants to end it. Because he looks at the country. There are no men left in Ukraine. All it is what? Women or men who identify as women in Ukraine. Yeah. So he wants to end this conflict. He wants to bring peace and prosperity. Something I'm in agreement with. Something that I'm supportive of. Something that I'm okay with. Okay? But to me, ladies and gentlemen, what Trump is doing right now, I predict down the road that Trump will get a peace treaty with Russia and Ukraine by the end of the year or by the start of next year. And getting to that peace treaty takes time. Doesn't happen instantaneously. Takes time. And the first step in that process was was talking to the other side, learning about what they wanted, what he wanted. And I go like this. What Trump should have done was like this. Was like offer Russia a chance to explore Alaska as a way of like talking to the other side. Get the press far away and just talk one on one. Like maybe like take them fishing somewhere in Alaska. Yeah. Or taking a tour of like the the shoreline of Alaska. Or say to Trump, or say like this, taking a walking trip to downtown Anchorage or like that. At least by talking to the other side and talking without the cameras, he can get a deal, or he can at least get an idea what he wants, and then go to the other side and get an idea what they want, and then maybe get them two together, and then probably hash out a peace treaty. And that, my friends, is how you do diplomacy. And a lot of people don't understand that diplomacy means talking to the other side, talking to the enemy. And if you don't understand that, leftist, then you're not mature enough to sit in the table with the adults. It's that simple. It's that simple. But wow, that was a good show, guys. That was a good show. And I thank you guys for listening to Nikki's World. I'm Nikki, your host. I gotta go do a diaper check just to make sure that I'm not pooping and leaking. I will see y'all soon. Bye for now. You just listened to an episode of Nikki's World. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.